If you pick up the Icelandic sagas, you'll read some epic tales. Among my favorites and many others are Brynjólfs saga and Laxdæla saga. What you may not be initially impressed by are the Vinlandic sagas. They're very short tales that have the flavor of authenticity. Saga of Eric the Red and Saga of the Greenlanders. They're about the people of Greenland who tried to go west. They heard stories of land west, and they were able to touch down on the present-day Newfoundland, and they encountered the indigenous people, but eventually, for reasons we don't understand or even know now, it didn't work out. And beyond the colonization attempt, and beyond this Viking Age bravado we see in TVs and movies, I found that those things didn't speak to me as much as the internal emotional landscape of these characters. They're not without conflict, but I feel that it more pertains to the character arc than to try to show off. We know from movies and TV, we've come to expect what Vikings might act like. I wanted to present something different. The characters that really spoke to me from the Vinlandic sagas are these two really strong women, FREYDÍS and GUDRID. They are polar opposites in some ways, and FREYDÍS is more heathen, headstrong, brash, and GUDRID is coming from more of this peaceful, wise, influenced by the Christian idea of forgiveness. In Act 1, you think you know who these characters are and how they could behave. But what interested me in telling Act 2 of the story is how these character arcs cross, how FREYDÍS must come to a place of being humbled, and how GUDRID must rise and become brave herself. Creating music for this project was a real joy. I started out with samples, virtual instruments. I created an entire mock-up of both the singing and for full orchestra. I showed it to my friend Andres, who is an orchestrator, arranger, and a composer himself. And after we listened to it, I said, would you be willing to, go through this with me, and can we create something that could make sense for a full orchestra? And so we went for a little while, we did a few scenes, and then I got the opportunity to be a short-term composer in residence at the Guildhall of East Hampton. They were giving me a platform so that I could present an entire concert of selected scenes. And so we had that concert in 2018, it went really well. I love the cast that came on board for that. I was amazed by the singers themselves and how they even adapted to the stage without hardly any rehearsal. I come from a different world. I come from the cinema world. I was more interested in film music until I in my mid-20s got sideswiped into classical because I wanted to make concert music that could be presented live. And so it was a joy to return to the project. Coming from just string quintet, we added several more instruments. So we had a 13-piece band. And after the recording, I found that there are certain moments that I missed from the full-scale mock-up. There are certain epic moments that I had to have come across. I find in cinema, you can be even more meticulous in how you present it because you're drawing the eye to what you want the audience to see frame by frame, cut by cut. Because I understood the material so well, because I'd worked with the singers before, who also are the actors in the film, I decided to, during the pandemic, spend an entire year working every day to produce this project. And there were constant, testing, protocols, unknowns, things that could go wrong on a film set anyway, which do all the time in independent film. And under the circumstances, everything went very smoothly, and I'm just so grateful for that.